beneficial to be slinging all over the place like that.
Because, for example, in Nigeria, and I can only use that as an example because I have seen certain things while growing up. In Nigeria, for example, if a man cheats on his wife, one of the questions that she would be asked is he taking care of you? Is he taking care of his children?
Just leave him, let him do his thing.
Leave him alone. He will come home when the time is right.
Let me read this quote and then we'll round
up
the video. There are many different definitions of the word intimacy. The word originally was used to describe close acquaintance or familiarity, but now it typically refers to a sexual connection. Intimacy is not limited to sexual intimacy. It can be defined in many ways, but most importantly, intimacy in marriage is about developing a connection with your spouse on a deeper level.
Okay.
It's about sharing your deepest secrets and desires with your spouse, enjoying each other's company, and laughing together at old memories. It's about doing things together that are enjoyable. Intimacy versus sex in marriage. All right. Intimacy versus sex in marriage. Let me read this quote and then you're going to tell me what the difference are to you. There are many different... No, I don't want you to cheat. So tell me, what's the difference between sex and intimacy to you?
Sex and intimacy to me. So intimacy to me is when you're all in it with me. Like, for
it's
example,
still sex?
No, even outside of sex.
Okay, all right.
The way you see me,
like right now,
I feel free.
Like this is intimate, right?
Like I feel free around you. I can be myself. You know, there's no body shaming. I'm not, hiding myself. All that stuff. I can be around you. We can just talk about anything.
Okay.
To me, that's intimacy. Like I can bare my heart to you. Okay. That's intimacy. Like we have a heart-to-heart talk. You see my heart. There's no pretense. There's no faking it. We keep it real, 100. That's intimacy with me. But sex is when we actually get into the act. Okay. Sex for me, I like the bam, bam, bam. Like let's get it. Some people like the love making.
You like your head against the wall and.
What do you have to say?
No, you said bam, bam.
I like the bang, bang, bang kind of sex. I'm not the let's make love kind of girl.
You don't like
that gets too boring for me. Like what?
You don't want all that.
Yes. So sex to me is just sex, But what makes what we have special, okay? Because if we're just talking about sex can be had anywhere. Honestly. But what makes this different is because we have intimacy. Intimacy I can't share with anyone else. If I share intimacy with someone else, I'm cheating on you already.
So we could go to
that becomes emotional cheating.
I guess you're saying we could go to the streets and have sex. But intimacy is something that it's a little bit more emotional, spiritual.
Yes, it's a connection.
It's a connection.
It's like your soul is opening up. You're telling me everything. I'm telling you
if you
everything.
have to pick one,
I feel safe. Intimacy also is safety and openness.
So if you have to pick one,
yes,
you will pick what?
Intimacy all day. Okay. Because intimacy also includes sex.
It leads to sex.
Exactly.
And it leads to the best type of sex.
Intimacy is the best. Yeah. Sex, you can share that with anyone. And no one would know that you had sex with somebody down the street there.
Is it easy for women to do that?
You know what? I will speak for myself only.
Okay.
It's not easy for me to do that. Right. I don't believe in casual sex.
You can't just randomly.
But I don't judge people who have casual sex.
Some people claim that they're able to do that. What I don't like is when people come and say women too can. I was like, no, we know that a typical woman cannot. Okay, stop.
No, for me,
stop the cap. Okay?
It's emotion. My
but
emotion
there are
is
women.
attached.
There are women that can have.
That are capable of doing that.
And then also depends on what stage they are in life. If they are younger or they are older, there's certain space where they need that intimacy. There's a certain space they get to. Like if a woman is 39, 40 years old and single, she can probably have casual sex because she's a human. She's human.
It's needed.
It's needed.
Right.
And if she's like 19, 18, 17, she can, and she's already sexually active, she can probably. But if she's actively trying to vet for marriage and all those kind of things, like 25, 26, 27, she probably needs, we're talking about a typical woman, right? And there are exceptions to every single one of those.
Yeah, and that's why I refuse to judge people who have casual sex, because I don't know their story. I don't know what's going on.
We have no idea.
But for me personally, casual sex is just not it for me.
Okay.
I can't do it. I'm not capable of.
Well, men are able to have casual sex. It is not beneficial for men to be having casual sex, but they're able to do it. Because, we're wired differently. Some people say, when you say wired differently, it's not necessarily that we are created that way. It's just that the society we live in kind of made us
allows
that way.
Yes.
But it's not necessarily beneficial. No, it's not beneficial to be slinging all over the place like that.
Because, for example, in Nigeria, and I can only use that as an example because I have seen certain things while growing up. In Nigeria, for example, if a man cheats on his wife, one of the questions that she would be asked is he taking care of you? Is he taking care of his children?
Just leave him, let him do his thing.
Leave him alone. He will come home when the time is right.
Let me read this quote and then we'll round
up
the video. There are many different definitions of the word intimacy. The word originally was used to describe close acquaintance or familiarity, but now it typically refers to a sexual connection. Intimacy is not limited to sexual intimacy. It can be defined in many ways, but most importantly, intimacy in marriage is about developing a connection with your spouse on a deeper level.
Okay.
It's about sharing your deepest secrets and desires with your spouse, enjoying each other's company, and laughing together at old memories. It's about doing things together that are enjoyable both for you individually and for both of you jointly. Intimacy in marriage is when there are no worries, no pretenses. It can be interesting to meet new people. Yeah. So you were on point with, intimacy.
You know me, I'm a connection kind of girl. So
intimacy makes sex better because people feel safe. And if she's feeling safe, then that means she's getting wet. That means you can penetrate everywhere. Now, how to build intimacy is another topic entirely. But I think one of the things that people struggle with is not necessarily sex. Like, for example, people talking about withholding sex from, like, why is she withholding sex? It's because there's probably lack of intimacy, So
there's more going on.
Yep.
That's your job. Go investigate why.
Yep. All right.